Before I really get into the video, I want to say something because for some reason Christians think that it is okay to just sit there and be racist while claiming and trying to preach Christ, or claiming to be a follower of Christ. God was not racist. Like, bro, God did not see color, bro. He did not stereotype, bro. Everything that he said because it was the truth, bro. That is something that a lot of people need to understand, bro. He called out the Pharisees because all of the Pharisees were corrupt. Every human was corrupt. He was not lying. They were really sitting there just being evil, bro. The only, not even Nicodemus, bro, the only, like, I guess, quote unquote, good Pharisee, you know, the only one that was actually sitting there going out his way to seek Christ, even he was corrupt, bro. The only difference between him is that he started trying to, vouch for Christ. Well, he was still sitting there doing the things that the other Pharisees were doing. At least before Christ, I think. But still, you get it. You can't be racist if you claim Christ, bro. Because then people who are not Christian or like not followers of Christ, unbelievers, are going to sit there and look at you and think of you as an example for all of Christians, or for how being a Christian is, or a follower of Christ is. I keep saying a follower of Christ because I don't really want to put us in like this box of Christianity, because I know that there are people who like branches and all that, and then people are just you get it though. I'm gonna say follower. When I say Christian, I mean follower of Christ, right? That's essentially what I mean. But yeah, if they look at you and they see you do something wrong, then they're most likely going to assume that every follower of Christ is just like that, bro. The only people who aren't going to be like that are usually those who are doing research about Christ himself, or other followers of Christ. So can you do better, as a follower of Christ, and decide, hey man, I'm going to just not be racist, maybe stereotyping people isn't really the best idea, maybe I shouldn't call that Mexican the B word, or the wet, I almost said it myself. Maybe I shouldn't call that black guy the N word, maybe I shouldn't call the white guy the C word, With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Jesus loves you. And one other thing. This is if you can't see Christ doing it, then you most likely shouldn't do it yourself. That's one thing I want to say. I'm a black guy. I'm a black guy, and I stopped saying the N-word because I was like really sitting there thinking like, bro, I could not see Christ saying the N-word. Like, I could not see Christ sitting there saying the N-word. So I stopped saying the N-word. So if you cannot see Christ doing it, you most likely shouldn't do it. Hope you enjoy the video. Jesus loves you. Have a blessed day. Alright, so before I get into this video, I need this to be aware that I am not saying that Jews are in control of everything. Alright? I'm not racist or anything like that. I just multiple realities. But like, yo, this is a video asking, the people who believe stuff like this, bro. This is what this is. This, I guess you can count this as a disclaimer or whatever. But to those who are chronically online, who are, people, because, oh my god, sorry. Because those chronically online really sit there and think the Jews, it's all the Jews. Which, I'm just gonna say my piece on this right now. I said that like I think I started singing that like song like I don't like the Jews, or I saw like a reel like that and I started singing along, bro. I go to YouTube, I get 2 back-to-back. There's a lot of Jewish ads. But so that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But to those who generally do believe that, I gotta ask, if you really think that there's somebody behind the behind the scenes pulling the strings, then why do you fall for the agenda? You know that they're behind the scenes trying to create division between us. And instead of trying to preach peace or betterment for people, or telling people like, yo, you should probably stop doing that, act better, act like an actual person rather than sitting there just spreading hate or doing all these crimes or whatever it may be. You sit there and preach that thing or that person or that group of people deserves death or to be separated from us, rather than trying to, what is really the issue, show them the better way. Preach the gospel. Have them change their lives. Now, it's a difference if they don't want to change. That's a difference. There's always going to be some group of people who don't want to change, or that small minority who don't want to change, but most people don't like doing stuff just to do it, And to get into specifics, I'm talking about that one thing was like 50% of the crimes. Which, to be honest, I just really don't believe, bro. I really feel like that's just made up, in all honesty. On a real note, I really think that's just made up for more division. And the fact that black people are on the camera acting like fools half the time, it definitely makes it worse. But then again, I feel like the only reason those videos get pushed out more is to even create more division, And speaking of that, another thing, this one's for the racists. Why are y'all not racist against the Mexican cartel, like other Vincent Mexicans, bro? Because I swear the cartel has done the worst things, way worse things than any black person has done, bro. I'm not gonna say I see. Actually, yes, I have seen videos of the cartel even as a child, bro. Saw a man and his son's hands getting chopped off, and I don't even know why. I've heard of freaking cartel members doing no investigation work, and instantly believing that a woman was just touched. They just instantly believed it, and then they dragged out the potentially innocent man and got his balls bit off by 2 pit bulls. And the crazy part is, some people would really sit there and consider that justice. What are y'all thinking? It's really a messed up world we live in, bro. And it's really sad that people don't have brains. Like, I ain't gonna lie, for a hot minute, I thought that I was an idiot. I was an idiot until I saw the rest of the world, and I'm like sitting there like, dang, maybe I'm not stupid. I feel like after seeing the rest of the world, I really realized I'm not stupid. It's just that I had a bunch of BS going on in my life, and it made me lazy and not even want to work anymore. I work in the sense that I was talking about, not as to get a job. I wanted to get that job because I wanted to get that money. Still can't find one, but regardless, the point is, I'm not stupid. Y'all are just retarded. Like, I just had stuff going on. Y'all are dead stupid. Like, you say that you think that there's somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings, and yet you fall for the agenda. You fall for the bait. Which I can't blame you, because, again, there are people sitting there, acting like a fool on the camera.
You're not just gonna let us stay?
Keep going.
And dude, it's really sad. But I wish that instead of us being racist towards each other, instead of us hating each other, I wish that we could, actually try to at least correct each other before deciding I'm gonna just hate this group of people. And to the Christians who are racist, again, you can't be racist and claim to follow Christ. You can come as a racist, you just can't stay as one. It's kind of like with the gay people. Like, you can start off as a gay Christian, you just can't end as a gay Christian, right? Like, you can't be homosexual and be Christian. You cannot stay like that. You can come to Christ as that. You can't stay like that. And that's with every follower of Christ, with every sin. A faith without works is a dead faith. If you do not change, you are not a true follower of Christ. You have no true faith. And the fact that some of you have the audacity to sit there and continue to stereotype with and fall for the stereotype and be racist, which even I, as a black man, I like, and you really don't understand, bro, how sexist and racist I used to be, because I took down a lot of those older videos. I took down a lot of those older videos, but you don't understand how sexist and racist I used to be, bro.
30 seconds.
And yet I have changed to the point that I try my best to avoid the N-word. Every now and then, I'm not gonna lie, it slips out. Every now and then a little sexist joke slips out. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to avoid it, you know? And I have been doing well. Thank God. But yeah.
But good for you, I guess.
Do better as a follower of Christ. If you really think there is somebody
3, 2,
pulling the strings, which I do, I'm not saying it's the Jews specifically, but obviously there's somebody's pulling the strings, you know? I feel like there's somebody pushing out the agenda to create more division. And if not, then that really is just a dang shame that black people are really doing all this stuff. And all, I hope it's not, though. Yeah, I almost said something that you know, we're just gonna skip past that. But just know that the only things that I believe that probably are doing bad things are those that that Christ would those who are doing things that Christ would not approve of. And that is where I'm going to leave that discussion. If you really believe that there is somebody behind the strings, obviously trying to create division between us, then why, instead of falling for the bait, falling for the division, why not try to promote peace, understanding, love, caring, as Christ does? And that's not only towards, you know, the white people, that's towards the black people who are racist against white people, that's towards the Mexicans who are racist towards, I don't know, freaking French people, whatever it is. Oh, Asians. Yeah, Asians. That's towards everybody, you know. Something that somebody said that was really funny to me, actually, before I even do that, because I want to end this video on a good note, something funny. But yeah, and one more thing, why are you, like, racist people just not racist towards the cartel? I genuinely don't understand that. Like, you call people out for being evil and heinous, and yet the videos that I've seen the cartel do, the things I've seen them do through the live leak videos, ever since I was a kid, I saw, like, ugh, like, ew. Bro, there was like, I was watching this video, they were talking about top 10 evil things that the cartel did, and they were sitting there playing surgery on a fully alive man and kept sticking it with adrenaline to keep him alive, bro. Like, imagine you having to do a full-on, like, surgery while somebody's alive, bro. And instead of them actually knowing what they're doing and, you know, actually trying to help you, they're just sitting there just playing with your organs, bro. And then afterwards, they just start kicking your head around like a soccer ball. And y'all have nothing to say about this. Like, the only person who has ever said anything about it was Trump, bro. Like,
I'm not a vengeful person, but today
and I'm not even like a political person. Just please be consistent with the actions and the things that you say. That's all. Now, to the funny thing that one guy told me, that I heard, it was something like, the N-word was the most, like, powerful, like, word, because, it has, like, transformations, you know, because no other slur has transformations, you know. The N-word has, you know, the base form, you know, then it has the Super Saiyan form, you know, and then it has Super Saiyan 2, you know, like, you got the egg, and then the and then the ER, you know. If there's some other, like, way that you can make it, like, even more heinous, to give it, like, to give it Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue, like, that actually would be hilarious. But I stopped saying the word because well, I can't see Jesus saying it, you know, and as I stated in the intro, it's pretty bad. But yeah, hopefully I didn't say anything that could, like, get my channel taken down, you know, because I'm not supporting hate. Like, if you really sit here and watch the video, I'm not supporting hate. I'm not supporting, or I said so. Am I using that word? Supporting hate? Preaching for hate? I know there's another word for it. It doesn't matter, but you get the point. Yeah, Jesus loves you, man. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a blessed day. This was just a rant. I'm gonna upload Alan Wake.
I'm not a vengeful person.